How's everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. Started. Why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. What in the hell? My buttons are not working. Wait, is my stream deck even open? It is. But none of my buttons are working. That sucks. What a way to start my stream. Stream deck, come on. Anyways, how's everyone doing? I'm having technical difficulties, but we're here nevertheless. We're here to party with you guys, talk about all the hot movers and all the fun that the market had today. However, I do need to say today's stream is going to be a lot shorter than normal because I do have family over. They're downstairs at the moment. I told them, you know what? I'll just do a shorter stream, but I'm not going to cancel the stream because TH is going to complain about it. TH is going to complain about how I not only cancel Sunday streams, but now I'm also canceling Thursday streams. So I had to make sure that I go live today, at least for a half an hour, talk about the hot movers from today, talk about my performance from today, and plan a little bit for tomorrow. Tomorrow's watch list is basically the exact same watch list from today. There is nothing new coming out that's going to excite me in the after hours on the earnings board. There is nothing new that's going to excite me in the pre-market board. So basically, it's going to be Nvidia, semiconductors, the Mag 7, the QQQ, and the S&P 500. That is the gist of the watch list for tomorrow. We're going to prepare for all of these stocks. We're going to look at how they move today and have a nice little short stream. And then I'm going to go spend some time with my family members. So quick little heads up on that side for those of you guys who are expecting me to be here for an hour or so. Just letting you know right off the bat that today's stream is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. But before we dive into the stream, let's go take a look at our wonderful chat. How's everyone doing today? Dieter, Momo, TH. We even got Streamlabs in the chat. My #1 viewer, Streamlabs. What's up, Streamlabs? How's everyone doing? Momo asking me if I spent even a second looking at Ford. She basically asked me if I went long Ford off of $12. Momo, really? Really? You think I'm going to spend a single second of today looking at Ford when Nvidia is going batshit crazy? Not possible. It's just not going to happen. Nvidia was the name of the stock today. Sorry, Nvidia was the name, the hot girl at the market today. and it's just not worth looking at anything else in my opinion. I could be wrong. You probably made money off of Ford. Shout out to you. But I made money off of Nvidia. Shout out to me, right? How did today go? Today was absolutely insane. I mean, today was monstrous. Nvidia went absolutely crazy. QQQ, however, just looked a lot weaker compared to Nvidia, right? Nvidia was trying to carry the overall market, but Apple, Google, Microsoft, Meta, you name it, any of the top 7 stocks except for Nvidia was just getting sold off. AMD took an absolute beating today, an absolute battering, getting smacked to the downside. So market generally flushed down, and Nvidia flushed to the downside later on in the day too, but market generally flushed down, did not really look good. But if you zoom out, when in doubt, zoom out. But if you zoom out on the QQQ market and on the S&P 500, we technically only pulled back into the previous all-time high. It's not that big of a drop today, but the drop was more prominent, and it was in our face more so than we've ever seen in the past few weeks or so. So it was very much in our face. Looked like there were just simply no buyers on the market today, and Nvidia, no matter how hard it tried to keep the market up, it just failed to do its job. You know, at the end of the day, I guess you could still say that the market closed above the previous all-time high, so nothing really to say market crash or market failure or anything crazy like that, but a nice pullback, a healthy pullback nevertheless on the overall market, which could set up for more activity on the QQQ, on the SPY, across the board on any of the Mag 7, but mainly the only stock we care about, Nvidia. We care about Nvidia. Momo asking, you said you were going to watch Ford at 12. I mean, I said Ford at 12 looks like a decent opportunity, but I also said I'm not going to watch it. I'm simply not going to watch it at all, because Nvidia is the only ticker I care about today. Nvidia is going to be the only ticker I care about tomorrow. This is not worth my time to spend any of my seconds looking at Ford and try to force a trade over there. Maybe not force is the right word, but try to trade Ford when Nvidia is moving $50 today. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Nvidia 1 case plus scares me. That's a you problem. That's a you problem, right? I'm not scared of anything. What's the worst thing that could happen? I lose some money on the day, I go home crying, and I go live a little upset. Whatever, who gives a shit? I'm not upset. I'm not fearful of that. I'm more so worried about how did I trade my setups today. Did I stick to my game plan? Did the trade that I take fit within my playbook? If so, that's the only thing that matters to me, because my playbook I know is solid, and if I stick to my game plan, the profits will just come naturally. And that's the way you only want to think about it. I don't care about the $1,000 price point on Nvidia. Obviously, that scares a lot of people. And if that's the point, then you can always go trade NVDL. You could go trade AMD. You could go trade, I don't know, tons of other stocks out there. SOXX, SOXL. Tons of other stocks out there that you can trade in terms of Nvidia. But I understand a lot of people do get easily scared of that price point of $1,000. I don't blame you for it. I don't blame you for it. But if you think I'm going to spend a single second of my day away from Nvidia today, you're crazy. You clearly don't know me after watching me for however long you've been watching me. Not a single second was spent on Ford. And nor will it be spent tonight. Nor will it be spent tonight. So let's go on to the full screen over here and look at all the stocks that we're going to talk about. Well, like I already mentioned, my buttons don't goddamn work. Why? Hello? Huh? Oh, these updated. Why are these multi-actions? Why are these multi-action keys? What the hell? Everything changed. Goddamn updates. Alright, let's just do it manually. We're gonna go over the full screen and show you guys what's in store for tomorrow. So here's the watch list. Well, the earnings board for tomorrow / tonight after hours. None of the stocks really excite me at all. I'm looking at the names: Workday, Silver Corp, a silver company, if you're interested in that. Silver is at all-time highs at the moment, but none of these names excite me at all. And even in the pre-market, it was just dead. So we're just gonna focus mainly on the hot movers from today, such as Nvidia, Snowflake, Elf Beauty, maybe BJ's a little bit, because you know all men love BJ's. And then we got a couple other companies over here on the board to possibly pad our watch list, just in case some levels come into play. The stocks that already reported earnings, Qualcomm being one of them. Qualcomm into that 200 area, nice little pullback over there. BJ's moved to a new all-time high today, closed the gap and then ripped back to the upside. So watching how BJ's reacts to these specific levels and so on. So we're gonna walk down through some of them, starting with Nvidia, the craziest trade of the day today. Right off the open, I was up insane amount of money, and then I just kind of shot myself in the foot. Just shot myself in the foot. I said, bang, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. Shot myself in the foot, and I had a roller coaster of a day. I got too greedy. I started taking punches into the highs instead of waiting for the lows. My wins were all over the place. My losses were all over the place. I turned an amazing day to red, and then I turned a red day to decent green day again. So it was all over the place in terms of how my day went. I'm just happy that I ended green, because I did turn a really good green day to a red day. So that was a little bit of a mentally affecting for me, but you know, I'm happy that I stayed uplifted the whole day, no matter how swingy my positions were, and how my day kept going from positive to negative to positive. I did not let that deteriorate my mental. I did not let that deteriorate my confidence, or any of those other factors that are also very important for a day trader, right? Don't let your emotions get hurt. If you stuck with the game plan, then there's nothing wrong with it, even if it loses. However, I didn't really stick to my game plan. I started making up new game plans, and that kind of did upset me a little bit. But I said, hey, being upset on a day like today will do you no good. The only thing you will do by being upset is you will start revenge trading. You will start you'll get in the mindset of, I need to make that money back, and that's such a bad mindset to have. So I'm glad that I didn't even enter into that zone, and I just kept looking for good trades, and I managed to get out of the gutters, thankfully. Get out of the gutters. Nvidia though, tomorrow, I mean, this is a little bit of a crazy stock. If you actually look at what the analysts are predicting where the stock is supposed to go to, Michael Noss, our good friend Michael Noss over at Trade Ideas, actually posted this. Where is it? Oh, he said this too. Don't freak, zoom out. I like it. Yeah, I mean, take a look at that. We did have a red day today, but don't freak, zoom out. The market didn't really do anything but pull back to the previous all-time high, so no reason to be upset. Great read. Okay, how lies are spread. Crying Bill Ackman as usual, and of course Elon Musk. And people wonder why the first thing I tell investors that ask me how to invest, and I tell them, assume the market is rigged. Okay. Maybe that's something that I might want to read after. But here's the post that I'm looking for. God damn, Michael Noss, you message so much, or you tweet so much. Okay, here we go. Nvidia raised price target to 1200 from Goldman Sachs. Bank of America raised it to 1320. Citibank raised it to 1260. Bernstein raised it to 1300. Evercore to 1300. Piper to 1200. These are all very much in line. If you see what happened today, we basically pegged those numbers and then flushed off. I'm not saying that you know, this is the top, but the tweet that Michael Noss mentioned has to be a near top. These guys are never right. It is possible that it has some value behind it. Also remember that Nvidia is now a stock split, right? Your one share of Nvidia is going to be 10 shares of Nvidia whenever the stock split happens. So that's going to probably bring in a little bit more excitement going forward until that stock split happens. But expecting the stock to, I don't know, what are we expecting it to do? Go to 1200, go to 1300, go to 1500? What do we really expect from this stock? I think all expectations at this point are just voodoo predictions. No real golds out there. You're just making a number out of thin air, and you're just grabbing that number and you're just throwing it against the wall like a dart, and you're hoping it sticks. That's why I don't like price targets. We always tell you how we're not analysts, we're day traders. So our job is not to predict where the stock goes, but to be ready to react when a stock goes to a certain price. Be ready to react off of that price to see how the stock trades there, and then you can make a decision. So that's the main goal of a day trader. It's not to predict where the stocks are gonna go. It's not to throw out price targets. It's to execute and execute well. And on that note, Nvidia, we're looking to see how opportunities set up right into today's low, or even back into that 1,000 marker. We haven't tested 1,000 today. I was hoping we actually get a nice little pull back into 1,000 off the open, but off the open we just started rallying at 10,000. At 1025. That's $1,025. We had a little bit of size of selling into that price. We reserved it. There was a little bit of a size, and once we broke out of that 125, you can see how 125 comes back later and holds that price, holds that buyer price, that seller price. Well, seller price and whoever buyers came in and wiped out that area, they hold that price later on for quite some time, right? Millions, maybe not 100 millions, but 37 million liquidity, doing tons of shares. Moves exactly like Nvidia, and it's not $1,000 stock. So you really have no excuse out there to tell me that, you know, I can't trade Nvidia. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me when people say, you know, I rather focus on other positions than Nvidia when Nvidia is doing crazy things. It's ridiculous to me, ridiculous. So Nvidia, NVDL, NVDS. Watch any of these ones and you can replicate the move off of Nvidia on either of these positions. Snowflake, we read that report for you on stream. We thought it was going to be bullish. Actually, if I remember correctly, what did I put into my notes here? What did I put in my notes here? I think I put 160 area in my notes, probably. May 23rd. Let's bring in the watch list. Oh, that's right. Let's bring in the watch list. This is the May 23rd watch list. Snowflake, support 169. We actually opened right at 169, if you can see that. Let me turn off the watch list. We opened exactly at 169, right? And then we started flushing. Just flush, taking out yesterday's low, turning that 160 area into a barrier, taking out today's low afterwards, and flushing even more. And now at this point, the stock is setting up for a nice move on a longer term frame. So any pullbacks into 160, into 157, which is actually today's VWAP, 158.50 it says? Yeah, 158. So 158, 158.50, 160 is the main level because that's the level that we rejected off of intraday. 160 also happens to be the earnings anchor VWAP. So 160 is the main level. But today's VWAP has a little bit of importance because that's where most of the activity took place. And the premium price for today, 158. So anywhere between 158 to 160, a pullback into that zone, and we find rejections. I want to find that short in that bad boy. Losing feed. I see I have 100 frames. It doesn't say that I'm losing feed. Maybe it's on your end. I see 100% frame rate, no drop frames. And I see excellent. Usually when the frames do drop or the feed starts to drop, it will show here that I'm dropping the feed. Maybe it's on your end, but if it's not, I apologize because everything looks stable on my side. Okay, it's back. I saw it too for a second. That's strange. Because usually, right here at the bottom, it will say, you know, I'm losing frames or I'm dropping connection. That's strange. I hope it doesn't happen again. I hope it doesn't happen again. And for that, I do apologize. Just so you guys know, I live in the freaking boonies where we still don't have fiber internet. We still don't have fiber internet. The life of Prad. Life of Prad. Elf Beauty. This one, we also read on stream for you, the earnings report. They missed. Was this the stock that missed guidance? No, they actually beat guidance in EPS if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember what this drop came from. but overall they got reversed. And then we were talking about how the report looks pretty good, but the original drop doesn't look as good. Later on, obviously, you can see how the stock found support into yesterday's range and then just blasted off to the upside. So shout out to Elf Beauty. Looks like it wants to continue carrying higher. We actually took out that nice little high from the previous consolidation high into $183. So getting above 183 is very bullish for Elf Beauty, especially on that earnings report move. Now we're waiting to see if this one can give you any pullbacks to get long off of. Sadly, however, Elf Beauty is not a high priority stock. It's also not a stock that is known to bring in a lot of volume. You can see how the 30-day average is around 2 million. Today's average is at 7 million. The chances are the stock drops to 3 million shares tomorrow very easily. Drops back to 3 million shares traded. The liquidity is going to be lower. The spread's going to be higher. It's not going to be a momentum play. It's going to be probably a wait and see how it reacts play, a swing term idea play. So Elf Beauty, not a high priority right off the open. The highest priority off the open tomorrow is most likely going to be towards the semiconductor stocks. Even AMD is in my high priority basket tomorrow. AMD got absolutely smoked today. Off the open, going all the way into the close. So watching how AMD reacts, it's almost like a lot of people were taking out their money out of AMD and putting it into NVIDIA. Right? So AMD getting smoked. I think semiconductors ETF as a whole, SOXL, got smoked. It was down 1.15% for the leverage ETF, whereas NVIDIA is actually up 9% on the day. Right? The biggest semiconductor that these semiconductor ETFs own is 9% up on the day, whereas the ETF is down, what, 1%? The leverage ETF? How much is the main ETF? Oh, the main ETF, SMH, is actually up 1.37. Shout out to them. SOXX, are you up? This is also one of the main ETFs. This does usually a little bit more, a little bit less volume than SMH, if I remember correctly. Yeah, SMH 12 million, SOXX 4 million. This one down 0.5%, and I bet you Nvidia is at the top of SOXX. Is there ETF.com? Oh, okay, screw you. There you go. Number one holding, Nvidia. And the number one holding stock, which probably is weighted at 10% or more. Thank you. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, why do you guys have to make all this shit so hard for people to find? Just put this shit at the top. No one cares about all this other garbage. 8.87%, so almost 10% on Nvidia. It's pretty evenly between Nvidia, AVGO, Broadcom, and Qualcomm. It's pretty evenly distributed. Then you have AMD, Micron, ADI, a stock that we traded yesterday off of earnings. That one was a good trade, and a bunch of other companies over here. Texas Instruments. You have Texas Instruments at a higher weightage than Intel? That's pretty surprising to me. But hey, Texas Instruments. So you get the idea. If the number one stock that's weighted the highest in these ETFs went up 10%, but the ETF still went down 0.5%, 1%, whatever the number is, just goes to show you how much weaker all other semiconductor stocks were today. AVGO, SMCI even got smoked. SMCI actually looks exactly like AMD's chart. Exactly like AMD's chart. And that's the story with this wonderful chip sector that we got coming up for tomorrow. And I think this play is going to be there for quite some time. We're going to see the chip sector being hot for quite some time. Surprisingly enough, C3AI. I thought AI companies would catch traction off of the AI move. C3AI got destroyed. 4% to the downside. SoundHound probably moved down too. There you go. SoundHound moved down as well. So maybe it's the start of the bubble being popped that everyone has been praying for. I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens. Did you know SOXX split? Had no idea. ETF split? Yeah, ETFs do split. It depends. I think QQQ and SPY really don't, but I've seen a lot of ETF split before. I've seen ETF split before. I do remember SOXX being like a what, $400 ETF before, and it used to do less than $1 million, like around 600,000, 400,000 shares when it used to be a $400 ETF. But now it's bringing in a little bit more because obviously the price went down. Even NVDL, anytime the stock goes above 100, they stock split. They stock split the stock anytime it goes above 100. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that amazing? You don't have to go trade $1,000 position. You can go trade NVDL that stock splits for you. I mean, I'm not saying you to hold this position for a long-term trade. I'm just saying it's amazing that you get opportunities like this. I think even MicroStrategy, MSTY. Yeah, there you go. Even MicroStrategy has a leverage ETF now that you can use to trade. Instead of trading, I don't know how expensive MicroStrategy is now, 2K? Yeah, almost 2K, right? Shout out to these ETFs. They're amazing. Tesla fell 6 points today. Avoid buying Tesla. Tesla did go down today, but like if you look at Tesla compared to the other Magnificent 7 stocks, I mean, I guess none of these really pulled back hard if you look at it. They're very well within this week's range or last week's range. Why am I burping so much? My burrito bowl from lunch today is trying to come back up. I don't like that. Meta, Microsoft, Apple, all of them flushing to the downside with the help of QQQ pulling back into the 9 bar on the daily chart. 9 bar means the 9 EMA, the 9 EMA on the time frame of the chart that you're looking at. So the 9 bar showing you a little bit of support. The previous all-time high showing you a little bit of support over here on QQQ and on S&P 500. So it'll be very interesting to see if we can hold this low tomorrow. Because what is tomorrow? Friday. And what do we look for on Friday? Do I even need to say it? Do I even need to say it? Let's not say it so we don't jinx it. With the move that we saw today on the market, if this moves continue a little bit more, then you know Praddy Daddy, he's gonna thank God. Because he's been waiting for a Friday like this for a long time now, from 2020. I've been waiting for a free fall on a Friday since 2020. So let's see if we can get one this Friday with the help of the market pulling back. You might see some people taking profits on NVIDIA. I have a theory that a lot of people might actually be reallocating their money away from Apple, away from Microsoft, away from AMD, and putting it into NVIDIA on the hope that their one share now becomes 10 shares. Right? So I can't prove that theory. I cannot prove the theory, but I have this theory that we're seeing an active reallocation of funds coming into play as people are realizing that NVIDIA is very soon going to be the #1 company in the world. Microsoft, whose market cap is currently at what, 3.5 billion, 3.1 trillion, sorry, not billion, 3.1 trillion. NVIDIA is at 2.59 trillion. $500 billion more of market cap being gained by NVIDIA will put it at the #1 stock in the world. Above Apple, above Microsoft. And we're not that far away from it. Obviously, for that to do, NVIDIA is going to have to go higher, not lower. The lower we go, the lower market cap they have. So if the higher we go and NVIDIA becomes the #1 company in the world, you want to be ready for that opportunity. You want to be ready for those longs, right? Everyone is selling Tesla and buying NVIDIA. I support this. You might not be wrong by even saying that statement, Momo. There might be a lot of validity behind that statement. You could be right by saying that because people are worried about Tesla. People are worried that Elon's attention is being diverted to many avenues like Tesla, Boring, SpaceX, Neuralink, X, right? they're thinking that Tesla might just go off the rails a little bit. Now, I, being the Elon lover that I am, you know, Elon is the king of the memers, the king of the online children, the children who live online. I am terminally online. So, you know, he is my king. He is my God. I believe in him. So I hope that it doesn't derail. But you're not wrong by thinking that people might be reallocating. There could be big funds, big funds, who realize that Nvidia will be the best company, or the, not the best, but the #1 highest market cap company in the world. And they might be now putting this company more and more onto their portfolios, onto their balance sheets. Because eventually, S&P 500 might have to buy, or not S&P 500, maybe S&P 500, but NASDAQ might have to buy more shares of Nvidia. They might have to rebalance the stock based on the market cap going up and the market cap going down, because all the stocks in the ETF or the QQQ and the S&P 500 are based on market cap. So if Nvidia market cap goes up, QQQ market cap goes up. So that means, sorry, not market cap. QQQ has to buy more shares of Nvidia. SPY has to go out there and buy more shares of Nvidia. Any hedge fund who's offering SPY equivalency in their own hedge fund is now have to go out there and buy Nvidia too. So there's all kinds of theories over here floating around in my head as to why Nvidia could have an even bigger bullish case. I mean, the company had a 200% increase. This is not a growth company. This is not a growth company. It had a 200% increase on growth. Name another non-growth, well-established company that's doing that. Is Apple giving you 200% growth on year to year? Is Microsoft giving you 200% growth year to year? Right? So it's wild to see this type of shit happen, because it's rare. It's super rare. The last time Nvidia probably did this kind of shit was when Bitcoin mining was huge. When Bitcoin mining was huge, graphics cards resale prices were through the roof. People were spending hand over fist to buy a graphics card so they can go mine chips. Gamers like myself were selling their own graphics cards because they could sell their current graphics card for more than what they bought it for by selling it to a Bitcoin miner. It was wild shit back then. Wild shit. And now we're back into that zone. We're right back into that zone. 200% growth for the top third company in the world is bonkers. Bonkers. And that's why there's no need for any other stock on your watch list for tomorrow besides Nvidia. That's why I keep hammering down that point all day yesterday and all day today. I just can't get away from this craziness. I'm infatuated with it. I'm kind of hard thinking about it. I'm not, but you know, that's the idea for it. Have you ever heard Mike Tyson talk about how he gets hard before he goes to a fight? It gets him horny, right? So this is getting me excited. The opportunities on on Nvidia are getting me super excited for the rest of the month, rest of the week, rest of the year. Maybe not rest of the year, but super exciting to see how this company keeps growing going to the future. Back to the future? Maybe I should have done that for my thumbnail instead. Going back to the future. Tesla. As you guys keep mentioning Tesla in the chat over here, if market falls, Tesla will fall too. You're not wrong by saying that. You're not wrong by saying that. But Tesla at the moment has shown some resiliency after its earnings report. So I won't expect too much of a fall here. But like you said, if the market falls, it's got to drag the Magnificent Seven along with it. And that's your Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, Nvidia, and Tesla. That's your Magnificent Seven. You can even throw Netflix in that basket to kind of add to that Magnificent Seven. Michael Fox, no, Johnny Depp is the better meme. All right? I'm glad that I chose Johnny Depp in that case. Honestly, I had no time to make a thumbnail today. I was rushing it. I had a couple ideas. But I was rushing my thumbnail today. I had no time. I was running between family members and my computer. Here was another idea that I had. Tony Stark, but this image came out pretty poorly. This image came out pretty poorly. This was the image that I generated through AI. I said, give me Tony Stark in his Iron Man suit with a techie background, but the HUD should be something related to stock market. And the HUD is related to stock market. As you guys can see, we got bar charts, some prices, but the face swap completely eroded all the main elements that I want, and it turned the HUD display into glasses. And it kind of ruined the face, the beard, and everything. So I kind of scrapped that idea, didn't like that idea. Downey Jr. indeed. King Downey Jr., Mr. Robert. What other ideas did I have? Nope, that was it. That was it. I did have this one too, but this image was too zoomed in. Too zoomed in, and I just didn't like how zoomed in the face was. So we scrapped this image. But I like this image more than the image I'm using at the moment. This is the image I'm using at the moment. And they're both good. They're both good. I'm just reading too much into it. Trying to be a perfectionist. Just do your job and do it good. Okay? Just do your job and do it good. That's all that matters. Tesla. As you guys are talking about Tesla, let's get back on track with it. There are some levels that could get interesting if Tesla breaks tomorrow. However, I just can't see Tesla breaking this. That's a solid low that Tesla has held for some time now. We also, that might be one full ATR from 173 to 167 on Tesla. Is that $8? What's the difference between 174 minus 167? That's about $8. So that's about one ATR of a move from today's low into that range low. So I'm not going to expect the stock to go much lower than that. If anything, I'll be looking to play intraday longs. But if we do get under this price and clearly hold under this price, meaning I need to see selling under 168, 167.50. Without seeing seller under that price, I simply don't think we want to go short no matter how hard the market's getting beat. Where did I just type? Where did I just type? Where's my mouse? Amazon. This one is very puzzling to me. It's very puzzling to me. But like, I guess you just kind of come back to the whole thesis that I'm not an analyst. I'm not an analyst. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a day trader. I'm just a day trader. So I don't care that it's puzzling me. What I do care is how can I make money off of this move? And the reason why I'm bringing that point is because if QQQ sells off tomorrow, I think Amazon is the go-to choice out of all of the Magnificent Seven to look for a short. Mainly because Amazon has been so much weaker than any of the other Magnificent Seven. When the QQQ was breaking all-time high, Microsoft broke all-time high. Meta, which was very weak off of its earnings report, also was making a move towards the higher end when the market was going higher. However, Amazon was doing the absolute opposite of that. Amazon was just struggling to go higher, not able to go back to the all-time high, and just slowly trickling back down. So if the market starts to go down, the stock that was already weak should be weaker. Does that idea make sense to you guys, right? If the stock that's already weak when the market was strong should be weaker when the market's weak. So let's see if Amazon can get slapped over here if the market gets below the previous all-time high. Momo talking about Boeing. Boeing was interesting today, actually. I don't know what the news was. I looked at Boeing at some point earlier in the day today, and I was surprised. I was surprised by watching how fast Boeing moved from that lower day break into more. That would have been a beautiful short to get a chance to get short into. But I think when I pulled up Boeing, it was around this area, so I kind of just said, you know what? I don't think I really want to do anything in this area for Boeing. I'm just gonna leave it alone. What do I think about Boeing for tomorrow? I'm actually glad that you mentioned it. It's not on my watch list, so I'm gonna put it into my watch list right now. Put it into my watch list for Boeing. Get ready for it, because this sell-off is something. Nice little spike in volume, a clear sell-off. I might need to go take a look at the news real quick. Boeing says hires Boeing says new hires in manufacturing quality continue to start in the foundational training centers. So they're hiring new quality center employees and they're training them and so on. I mean, okay, that's a step forward, but I think the FAA, like the commission, Federal Aeronautics Aviation Commission, FCC, whatever their name is, the FAA is possibly thinking about coming in and stopping Boeing from doing anything going forward. I think that was a catalyst. There was also another catalyst, or not catalyst, there's a theory that China, well, not a theory, my manager was talking about this. He said if China didn't really have any other place to buy airplanes from, there's a good chance that China would have already axed Boeing for all their issues that Boeing has had. Makes sense. I mean, we've talked about this multiple times. What companies can you really buy a commercial airliner from? Two: Boeing and Airbus. Boeing being the American, Airbus being the French European one. It's hard to imagine that the US government will let Boeing go bankrupt. It's just impossible to imagine that in the scope of realm. I can't see that happening. They might come in and stop it from making the plane for a year or two. They might come in and revamp the whole business structure from inside out. But expecting that Boeing will completely go bankrupt and no longer operate as a business is out of the picture for me. But that doesn't mean that the stock cannot go lower. Bankruptcy might be out of the picture, but the stock going lower is not, right? That opens up some trading opportunities for us. So let's see how Boeing plays on the way back down. You can see how Boeing has had an insane flat bottom right into that low. Multiple days flat bottom exactly into 167.50. If we find support there, there should be a good long back through that. But if we don't find support there, I think we're easily going back into 160 on Boeing on this, what seems to be a start of a downside move. Also, you can see how Boeing actually rejected perfectly from not the recent earnings report, but the earnings report in February. Rejected perfectly from the earnings VWAP in February. Although this move was a catalyst-based move, not just a technical indicator-based move. At least I would imagine it to be. Usually technical indicator-based moves are not so pronounced. I think this is like a catalyst-based move. So Boeing obviously on the watch list. I'm gonna see how the stock moves tomorrow. Very, very exciting. Yes, and only 1% died in the Boeing plane TZ week so far. TZ week? What the hell is that? And only 1% died in a Boeing plane? Is that... That's not right. Oh, you mean this week? Does TZ mean this week? Someone died in a Boeing plane this week? Oh shit, what the hell? How did I not know about this? Wasn't Singapore Airlines the last one that went disappeared? Oh no, that was Malaysian Airlines. Malaysian Airlines. What happened? Jesus Christ. Oh man, they probably flew up, hit the top, came back down, hit the armrests and everything and cracked their head open. Someone's gotta have a concussion. Yeah, gotta have a concussion. Massive gashes. Oh my god, that sounds scary. Yo, I'm not going in a Boeing plane ever, dude. Was it just turbulence? Doesn't really say anything other than turbulence. If it's turbulence, is it really Boeing's fault? I think this is the pilot's fault. I think this is the pilot's fault. Blame the pilot for this, not Boeing. If it's turbulence, why didn't the pilot flick on the sit in your seat lights? Why didn't he just go in a different route? Why purposefully fly through the cloud like an idiot? Oh my god, I was gonna say, what? You said 1%, TH. I'm reading 187%. Like, what? Okay, no, in 2000. Okay. Pilot doesn't make the plane nor the weather. I guess the pilot doesn't control the plane either. It's autopilot. You are correct. You are correct. And these days, the pilots don't even take off and land. Autopilot does that themselves. They're just there to manage any system errors. So you're not wrong by saying that. But this is a horrific scene. Now I want to go watch that movie with Denzel. What's that movie called? Flight? Flight was a good movie. You guys seen Flight before? Flight was a good movie. I've done this image as a meme before. Which one was it? I forget which one. Or maybe I did Captain Sullenberger with Tom Hanks. Flight was a 2012. I'm getting old. I am getting old. I am getting old. I am getting old. Gramps. I'm getting old, boy. 2012. Bro, it looks like that movie came out 5 years ago. It came out 12 years ago? Jesus. Man, we're getting old, chat. How do you guys feel about that? We're all getting old. Let's quickly scrounge through a couple other stocks here. As I did say I was gonna end the stream at 8:30, but it's now 8:40, 8:50 almost. No chess today. I apologize for my chess viewers. No chess today. We will do, however, and also no Sunday stream because this Sunday I have to go to a baby sex reveal party. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Gender reveal party. There you go. Baby sex reveal party, bro. I am so ESL. I am so ESL. Not even ESL. I'm ETL. English third language. I'm English third language. Okay. So you gotta give me some leeway room here. I gotta go to a gender reveal party tomorrow. Not tomorrow. This weekend. So this weekend I will not be free for streaming. But after this weekend, once the month ends, I hopefully should be a little bit more free, and we should get back to normal schedule. Prad, you also already posted no more Sunday street shows for the rest of May. Yeah, I'm just letting people know. You know, maybe not all of you follow me on Twitter or Discord or anywhere else. So I'm just letting you guys know, keeping my viewers up to date. The statement sounds so bad out of context. I know. As soon as I said it, I realized how bad that sounded, and I had to stop right there and think about the right terminology. I corrected it. Now, let's quickly walk through some of the stocks over here. Target moving right into the earnings day high of 145.50. So if Target can get above 145.50, that opens up some room to the upside. Possible gap close coming in. However, their earnings was not the greatest. So if we pop and drop right back after that, that gives you a beautiful short opportunity on Target. So watch how Target moves around. Li Auto, what did I tell you about Li Auto through 2050? Today's high 2040. You could have shorted Li Auto and stroked off for the rest of the day, right? So Li Auto 1250 opens up, never really manages to go higher, gives you a beautiful short for the rest of the day. So Lee Auto giving you exactly the setup that we planned for. The SSR was done. Now any pullback into 2050, we want to see if the stock can continue to show resistance into that price. So putting those two price points in my watch list at the moment, $20 to 2050. Zim not really ready yet, but it's getting ready. It's getting ready. So you're watching Zim at the $20 area. Novavax pulled back right into yesterday's low and bounced right off of yesterday's low. So Novavax at $15 again is very much in play. And if 15 continues to hold, you're interested to see how that stock plays out. Qualcomm 200. Pulled back on the market sell-off today. Qualcomm pulled back to 200 and showed some support. However, this move is a little way too pronounced. I want to see a little bit of this move over here. I want to see, what the fuck? I want to see a little bit of this move over here, because anytime you get a move like this, you often get a move like that right back. So I don't want to come in and kind of keep testing my luck in this area. I think we can easily drop back over here, or even at least to the earnings anchored VWAP. So I'll wait for Qualcomm to mature up a little bit, show me where the buyers are and where the sellers are. Airbnb. What did I tell you about Airbnb through 144? Amazing short opportunity through 144. Now we're getting 140 to come into play. This is a swing trade, right? We're waiting to see how 140 reacts. If 140 does not hold, you're holding it for a 130 move. So the swing trade over here on Airbnb is playing out. Starbucks sadly pulling back again to $77, but that's good. You want to see Starbucks pulling back to 77 and showing support, because that opens up more room to the upside. More room to the upside for that possible gap close. Roblox, after the Prad gap close, as I call it, the Prad gap close, the real gap close is at $39, but the Prad gap close, which would be right over here at the $34, seems to be rejecting. So we pulled back to 32 today, and 32 didn't really hold. You can see how long the stock traded around 32 and then broke down below 32. So 32 didn't really hold. Now that means 32 is a beautiful resistance if we can pull back into it and reject. And if we go back to 34 all the way, even more of a beautiful short opportunity on Roblox. Shopify 60, we got the little positive news on Shopify yesterday that took it to 60, but now we're back into the zone again. Looks like that upgrade on Shopify didn't really do too much. So that means if Shopify gets below 57, you know what to do. Get short and have fun. Let's talk about Ford for Momo's sake. I did say that $12 area looks interesting, but I also said I'm not interested in the longs at all. I'm not interested in the longs at all. I'm only interested in the short side. So we'll continue to put this bullshit stock on the watch list around $11.95 and around $12. If we can break that and show me selling under that, Ford under 12 looks good. Let's do Momo another favor. Talk about Moderna, because Moderna is now giving you a beautiful same top from yesterday coming into play. So if we break out of 165 on Moderna, this stock is really getting ready to continue squeezing higher. Looks like that bird flu, swine flu, H1N1, COVID-19, I don't know what vaccinations people are injecting themselves with these days, but everything's back in play again, and people are more than happy to inject themselves with barely tested drugs. So shout out to humans. They love it. Microsoft over here pulling back, not really too much to do over here. Like I said, Magnificent 7 stocks all are interesting. Williams-Sonoma showing you some bounce off of that level that we planned out yesterday. After that big sell-off yesterday, it's got to show us some buying at this level, or it's this doomsday for Williams-Sonoma. It is finding some buyers, but volume is going to go much lower into the next few days, to the point where the stock is no longer a momentum trade for me. It's a swing trade for me. So we're watching how the stock reacts on pullbacks. Does it find selling into the earnings anchored VWAP? Does it find selling into the into some of the resistances that we've already had? And if it does, we want to join that sell side. But if we're burning through those resistances after the sell-off, that's a little bit of a question mark over there. Sell WM Sonoma. He's talking about Williams Sonoma, retail store, specialty store. Let's quickly go over the economic calendar for tomorrow. Usually on Fridays, we have a ridiculously long economic calendar, but most of that information after 1:30, is that 1:30? No, that's 3:30. Most of the information that comes out after 3:30 is very irrelevant, so we don't really care about any of these numbers. What we do care about, though, is the numbers before that. We have 10 o'clock Atlanta Fed GDP number coming out. We got the Michigan numbers also coming out at 10 o'clock. 9:35, right off the open, Waller on the microphone giving some statements. And at 8:30, we got durable goods numbers coming out, which also is very important for the interest rates, for the inflation battle, and all the other fun stuff. So you want to make sure that you're ready at these specific time periods today. Today's time period that really moved the market, I think it was the tips. The tips auction kind of kicked off the market to the downside even more. But if you weren't watching my stream, where you know that I called out the 1 o'clock period last night, or if you're not making sure that you're keeping an eye on the economic calendar day to day, you will miss out on moves like that, and you might even get caught off-sided on time periods like that. So make sure that 8:30, 9:35, and 10 o'clock, you're alert as you can be, because markets could do something crazy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, even though I said it was going to be a short stream, we hit 8:54 today, and I feel pretty good about it. However, half my stream was just me ranting about Nvidia. And how beautiful the stock is. That was basically half my stream. Should I buy Nvidia before or after the stock split? Says Josh plays DFS. What the fuck is DFS? Daily DraftKings Fantasy Sports. Is that DFS? What's DFS? Daily Fantasy Sports? Is that it? I would love to see what these fantasy sports you're playing. You know, I'm a little bit of a sports gambler myself. I love sports gambling. But to answer your question there, Josh, I'm not a financial advisor. Why did I take my hat off to show you guys my ugly hair? I need a haircut. I can't answer that question for you, Josh. I'm not a financial advisor, sadly. What I can tell you, my fucking buttons won't work. What I can tell you, however, is, what is your expectations from Nvidia, right? What are your expectations from Nvidia? Are you just buying Nvidia to hold on to Nvidia? Are you buying Nvidia here just for the split? If you're buying the Nvidia just for the split, then why not wait for the split, right? Why not wait for the split and then buy 10 shares at a lower price, because it could go lower. If you buy it over here at $1,000, tomorrow it goes back below $1,000, and then it stock splits. Your one share is now 10 shares. Your one share is now 10 shares, but you're still down on the average share price, right? So if you're just doing it for the purpose of the stock split, then just wait for the stock split, right? Just wait for the stock split, see how low after the stock split it can get down to, and then go buy 10 shares. But if you're doing it for other purposes that I don't know what those purposes are, and honestly, I can't even ask you for it because I'm not a financial advisor. I can't advise people on how to trade in their own personal accounts. The stream is also not a stream where I'm telling people how to trade. The stream is me doing my homework and just going live to show people how I do my homework, how a professional day trader at a real prop office does his homework every single night, gets his levels ready, gets his charts ready, and how does he trade on the day of. That's the whole point of the stream. It's a little bit of education, a little bit of me being accountable to myself, because if I go live, I have to do the homework. If I don't go live, there's a chance that I don't do the homework because I'm lazy, right? So it's basically, that's the idea over there. The stream over here is not to tell you exactly how to trade, what to trade, when to trade, and because of that, I can't advise you on this. So come up with your realistic expectations. What do you expect the stock to go to? And if you think the stock's going to 2,000 before it stock splits, then buying it here makes sense, right? Buying it here, buying it at 1,000, or buying it below 1,000 if it goes below 1,000, that makes sense. But if you don't think the stock is going to 1,500 to 2,000, is it really good for you to buy the shares now just for the stock split? So there's a couple ideas over there for you to think about. I'm not serious, by the way. It's a joke to poke at Elon TraderPrad's comments about throwing price darts earlier. I was just also joking. I know you're serious about shorting Tesla, but you know, I know it's all fun and games. All right, guys, I gotta head out. I'm getting messages after messages. I gotta head out. I will see you guys Monday, same time, same place. Have a great weekend, people. Have an even better long weekend. We have Memorial Weekend coming up on Monday. So Monday's actually a day off. If I remember correctly, Monday's a day off. So I will see you guys Tuesday? I'll see you guys Tuesday night, I guess. So no show Monday either. I apologize for that, but I'll see you guys Tuesday. Enjoy your long weekend. Spend it with your loved ones. Take some time away from the market. Take some time away from the market. Spend some time with your loved ones. I will catch you guys on the next show. And one last thing to mention, because I forgot to mention this, ETH ETF approved. Like the Bitcoin ETF was approved, the Ethereum ETF is now approved, so that should possibly bring more fun into the cryptocurrency basket, a basket that we didn't really talk about today. So make sure you go look at those charts a little bit. Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, and Coinbase. Go have some fun. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for showing me love and support. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and go check out all my affiliate sponsors and my social media links. TraderPrad out. My buttons are not working, but I still keep clicking them. Good night, guys.
Get ready for trade off of. Get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here. Back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day. So let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow, as you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code Prad15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.